person is behaving in a certain way, सही है, and you are perceiving it in a certain way, all right, and your perception is telling you कि okay fine, now this particular behavior is not acceptable. और हो सकता है कि उस बंदे का अपना जो reason है उस behavior को करने का वो that might be something else totally, right? तो what you are actually suppressing, बल्कि in fact suppress कर क्यों रहे हैं आप? You have this perception, अगर मैं निकालूंगा तो सामने वाला शायद उसको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. Again, that's another perception which is actually playing its part there. So what you need to do is first to question those perception कि भाई जो मैं perceive कर रहा हूँ, is it really reflecting the real situation or not? अगर तो वो if it is not reflecting the objective reality, your perception, तो फिर that definitely you need to process your perception. वो perception form हो क्यों रही है? That needs to be processed. ठीक है, और उसका तरीका ये है कि you have to look inside your shadow and see कि what kind of past experience was there. And for example, a person, अगर मुझे कोई बंदा reply नहीं करे ना मैसेज का, तो it takes me like 30 years back. Right? I literally start getting panic attacks if a person is not replying. If the person is important to me for some reason and the person is not replying, I literally start getting panic attacks. Why? Because I have experienced some very the difficult abandonment experiences earlier in my life. So, this is not something. I'm not reacting to the present moment. Like if I'm getting panicked because the person is not replying me, I'm reacting to the past, जो अभी तक मैंने process नहीं किया. सही है, तो in order to regulate my reaction of the present moment, I need to go back and process the whole thing. Process का मतलब है कि I have to feel all the emotions, bring them into my consciousness, all right? और वो जो भी emotional response है उसका allow myself to feel the whole thing, and eventually it is going to dissipate. This is a very good thing, honestly. Why? Because अभी मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था इसको. Your process of healing starts the moment you realize you are hurt. If you can actually see and feel the magnitude of that hurt inside your body. The moment you realize and accept and acknowledge that magnitude of that wound or that pain that you have already, the process of healing has already started. So this is a very good thing. अगर आपको ये एहसास होना शुरू हो गया है कि बहुत सारे मसले हैं. तो अब ये जो discussion हो रहा है ना, that is I'm talking about the stuff which is happening inside your brain. And unfortunately, this stuff which is happening inside our brain affects our interaction with the external world. ठीक है, तो अगर if you are being discriminant against a particular individual population, तो उसके पीछे भी इस तरह की कोई ना कोई dynamics आपके back of the mind चल रही है. सही है, and that needs to be अगर वो जब तक उसको process नहीं करेंगे तब तक वो आपका perception change नहीं होगा उसके बारे में. अभी किसी से मेरी बात हो रही थी, and I literally said to the person, I think this is something which is deeply missing from this all discussion about personal growth. If you're stuck in the past, if you're constantly reacting to the past, how you are growing? You're not growing actually. You're stuck in the past. तो जब तक आप उस past को process नहीं करोगे सही तरीके से, तब तक you will not be able to grow. Despite the fact you might be physically growing, आपकी जो है वो age जो है वो 20 से 25, 25 से 30, 30 से 40 साल हो जाए, but still if there is stuff in your unconscious, जहाँ जो past के अंदर अभी तक आपका unconscious फंसा हुआ है, you're not actually growing. In order to grow, we must get out stuff from our unconscious mind so that. अच्छा, by the way, objective thinking की बात सुनते होंगे आप लोग, नाम सुनते होंगे, objective thinking. Sorry. Critical thinking. What exactly is critical thinking? To objectively assess the situation and respond accordingly. There is a whole इतना बड़ा keyword है इसके अंदर, objectivity. और मसला है कि we cannot be objective if we are reacting to the past event. And we don't even know if we are reacting to the past event. Or it is very much possible कि वो आपका past नहीं हो, आपकी family और पता नहीं पीछे जो 5-6 generations पीछे किसी का past हो. Yeah, this is how we keep on transferring the shadow from one generation to other. हाँ. Yes. उसी को तो हम discussion कर रहे हैं कि gradually we have to dig out the stuff which is there. Shadow की integration के लिए one must get inside and fully embrace the content which is there, which is hiding behind the shadow. जो tools उसके लिए ज़रूरी हैं, that is number 1, self-acceptance, self-respect, self-compassion या फिर self-love. ठीक है, अगर ये चीज़ें नहीं है ना तो फिर eventually it will be really difficult. In fact, the shadow is going to knock you down, honestly. मतलब आप फिर वो जो आप कह रहे थे ना कि वो जो whole mountain is going to fall on you and you will not be able to get out of it. Internal family system, which is a methodology developed by Richard Schwartz. उसमें भी मतलब उसकी methodology के ऊपर there is a book by the title of Self Therapy written by J. Early. ठीक है, उसमें 60% of the content is just to neutralize this internal self criticism that we have inside of us. तो जो इंटरनल क्रिटिक बैठा हुआ है ना, जो आपको कॉन्स्टेंटली बता रहा है कि यार दिस इज नॉट राइट अबाउट यू, यू डोंट नीड टू बी ऑथेंटिक, राइट, दीज काइंड ऑफ फीलिंग्स आर गोइंग टू डैमेज योर रिलेशनशिप्स फॉर एग्जांपल, राइट, एंड देन दैट इंटरनल क्रिटिक इज कॉन्स्टेंटली टेलिंग यू टू सप्रेस योर द इमोशनल साइड. ठीक है, तो वो इट इज़ अ काइंड ऑफ अ गार्ड विच इज स्टैंडिंग यू योर सेल्फ एंड द शैडो एंड विच इज स्टॉपिंग यू फ्रॉम गेटिंग इन साइड. तो उस डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म को न्यूट्रलाइज करना इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड दैट कैन ऑल्सो ओनली हैपन इफ़ यू प्रैक्टिस सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस, सेल्फ कंपैशन एंड सेल्फ अवेयरनेस. ठीक है, एंड ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आर नॉट ईजी, एंड फॉर दैट रीज़न साइकोलॉजिस्ट ये कहते हैं कि जो ट्रिगर्स होते हैं ना, ट्रिगर्स, एनीथिंग दैट इज ट्रिगरिंग यू एंड flooding you with lots of emotions, all of these triggers can be our best teachers about our own selves, because each trigger is going to give you a moment of reflection. You can sit down and reflect here, why did I reacted like this? So the first state is to stop criticizing yourself for the reaction despite the fact the other person might be seeing it negatively. अगर आपको गुस्सा आ रहा है, let's suppose, तो उसका मतलब है you are hurt from inside. There is lots of grief, for example, trapped inside of you. That is why you are getting angry. Okay, and the moment you realize completely, fully, of course, it's not going to happen in like 1 day or 2 days, 3 days. Like you might have to constantly remind yourself after countless triggers for months or maybe years. If I'm getting angry, let's suppose, there is a very good reason for that. If I'm feeling sad, there is a very good reason. If I'm feeling demotivated, there is a very good reason for that.